What's up everybody? In today's video I've completed Elden Ring by only leveling up the VIGOR attribute. I'm on a challenge to complete a bunch of Elden Ring runs, and if I can't do it before the channel hits 1,000 subscribers, I have to beat Elden Ring without getting hit. So make sure to drop a like and subscribe.
Bruh.
I picked the first class for this run, named myself subscribe, so yeah, hit that subscribe button if you're new here. I started in the training area across the bridge, but when the boss came down I jumped off a cliff, then I loaded into Limgrave, grabbed the first set of grace, and headed straight to fight the tree sentinel. I went to go fight the tree sentinel just to give it a try, and honestly I did a pretty good job, not gonna lie. After a few tries I started learning when to dodge and when to land a hit. I died though and just gave up. After that I made my way to the gate front, grabbed that site of grace and talked to Melina. She gave me Torrent, which instantly changed the game. From there I went to do some rune farming at Lenny's Rise using the bowling ball method, stacking up some runes to level up Vigor even more. Next I picked up the site of grace near Fort Farth and then made my way into the castle to grab the right Dectus medallion and the Radagon sword seal. Those two are key for upgrading and accessing late game content, so I made sure to prioritize them. Then I took on the Bloodhound Knight. This fight was quick but intense. The Bloodhound Knight moves fast, attacking with a combo of quick strikes and sweeping swings. After the fight, I felt a big power boost, which helped me a lot. I headed over to the Rose Church to pick up the Blood Flame Blade incantation. It looked cool, but I found out I needed 10 faith to get the finger seal, and since I wasn't leveling up faith, I was just going to sit there until I beat Godric and could upgrade my stats with this great rune. Margit was next. This fight was rough, but straightforward. Margit's moves are fast, mixing heavy strikes and quick combos. Since I was only leveling up Vigor, I kinda had some relief since I could take the hits. The key was patience, dodging his attacks and landing a couple hits before backing off. I did die once here, like I literally just fell off. After taking him down, I got that sweet site of grace, leveled up, and felt ready for what's next. Bring me Godric. Godric was a big step up. His reach and move attacks made this fight tricky. He uses sweepy sword swings and fire attacks that really you have to watch out for. I focused on dodging to the right to avoid most of his combos and punished him whenever he finished a big attack. His second phase got a little crazier, but keeping calm and sticking to the edges helped me land consistent hits. Once he was down, I grabbed his great rune, which boosted all my stats by 5 points, a very big help for this run. After Godric, I made my way to the Divine Tower to activate his great rune. That gave me an extra boost to help with the challenges ahead. I then farmed some rune arcs and bought some more to keep powering up. Next up was the Red Wolf of Radagon. He's quick and aggressive, but with fast sword swings and some ranged magic. I had to keep my distance sometimes, but mostly I dodged through his attacks and landed hits when he was vulnerable. This fight was all about timing, watching his moves closely and striking only when I was sure I could get away with it. Instead of fighting Renala right away, I grabbed the Flame Grant Me Strength incantation to boost my attack power, and then I got the Two of Fingers heirloom so I could actually use that incantation. I also bought some smithing stones to upgrade the Bloodhound's Fang. Before getting into the Renala fight, I ran into a security guard blocking the way. This dude wasn't messing around. Quick, precise attacks that kept me on my toes, but luckily, I'm swifty. When I stepped into the arena, Renala's battle was split into 2 phases. In the first phase, she summoned students to attack, and I had to focus on breaking her shield by targeting those summons while dodging her magic attacks. The second phase was more intense. She got up close with powerful magic and charged spells that could hit hard. After a few close calls, I finally brought her down, got the grace right after, and leveled a bit before moving on. I also turned purple. Then I went to the village of the Albernurkis, smacked this pot, got the medallion, and then I headed to the Round Table Hold to fight the invader to get the Royal Remains armor set. Then it was time for the Volcano Manor. On my way there, I got stopped by another security guard but took him out quickly. I decided to grab the security guard's armor because it looked way cooler than mine. The Godskin nobleman was fast with both sword and claw attacks. I stayed patient, dodging his combos and waiting for openings to land heavy hits. How does he move that quickly with so much weight? It took some focus, but I managed to bring him down and claimed his grace. Then I leveled up the Serpent Hunter and got ready for the next challenge. Before a ride card, I leveled up the Serpent Hunter. It was pretty strong enough for this fight. I kept my distance and used heavy attacks to stagger the boss. The weapon's range gave me enough breathing room to avoid most of the lava and bites. Once phase 2 started and Rykard pulled the sword from his mouth, the pace picked up. He started summoning skulls and launching lava waves across the arena. I dodged sideways to avoid the eruptions and stuck to charged attacks whenever there was an opening. My high health let me tank a couple hits without healing constantly, which kept the pressure on. After a few clean dodges and 2 more full combos, Rykard went down. I also went back to the Stormvale castle and climbed up to get the Claw Talisman. I also did the quest that got me into Mogwin Palace, rune farmed, and leveled up. Before entering the big boy area, I had to get through the Dragonic Tree Sentinel. I focused on spacing to bait out his charge slams, those left open for jumping heavies. When he buffed his weapon with lightning, I played it safer, keeping my distance until the animation ended. His horse fire breath and delayed swipes are easy to roll once you know the rhythm. I chipped away with big swings after each punish window, and my high vigor let me survive any combo that would have normally killed me. I finished him right off at the gate, went in, collected the grace, and leveled up a bit, and then made my way on the path to fight Godfrey.
You got too much dip on your chin.
Godfrey's first shade was waiting deep inside, and this was the first fight where I actually had to slow down a little. He doesn't move fast, but his swings are wide and they hit like a truck. Every time I tried to force an opening, he'd meet me with a slam or a grab that threw me off my rhythm. It took patience, but I stayed calm and wore him down. Once I had his patterns down, I stopped flinching at the pressure and stayed locked in until he dropped. Collected the grace, rune farmed, leveled up, rune farmed again, and collected the grace before Margot. Then it was Margot. He never lets you breathe, and if you give him a chance, he'll just run you over. But I had more than enough health to stand my ground. I didn't care about his glowing swords or blood attacks. I tanked through them and kept swinging. His combos are long and they roll into one another, so I didn't try to dodge everything. I waited for the real end of each chain, then stepped in and countered. His movement makes him hard to pin down, but once I got in close and forced him into panic mode, the fight turned. He couldn't keep me out forever, and eventually he went down. Bought some more stones, upgraded my weapon, and then made my way to start the Radon Festival. I brought in the NPC summons to distract him and opened the fight by charging straight at him. I didn't wait for the second phase, I just ran him down. His arrows missed, his swords got dodged, and every time he swung, I was already behind him landing hits. Radon is my top 3 Elden Ring bosses, if anyone cares. Even when he started flying around, I kept the pressure until he finally fell. After Radon, I went to the mountain tops and started pushing towards the fire giant. I hate this boss. The arena is massive, the camera never works, and he never stops moving.
And you know what else is massive?
The first phase is just rolling around, spamming massive sweeps with a shield that clips through everything. I just kept hitting his legs. I circled his hands, dodged through the explosions, and slowly chipped away until he finally burnt out. I made my way to witness greatness and burnt the Erdtree up to get to the endgame area. I kinda just farmed here and leveled up, but this time I reached 99 vigor, maxed out the Bloodhound's Fang, and then it was time for the Godskin duo. This was one of the hardest fights in the run, not because of their damage or their health, but because of the arena and how evil they are together. You can't ever let your guard down. If one's throwing fireballs, the other one's already charging at you. I couldn't keep up with both, so I focused on one first. I baited him into melee, dodged the roll, slammed it with everything I had. I knew they'd keep respawning, so I committed hard to killing one and then stalling the other. It was chaos. Every time I created space, the skinny one would spam Black Flame or rush me with combos. I kept hitting them until they both stayed dead. I equipped the Erdtree Favor +2 talisman and then went to go fight this mini boss to get the Ritual Sword talisman. Oh, death, become my blade once more. The Tree Sentinel didn't bully me like he did before, but I was kinda struggling. Then I remembered I'm Swifty. Teabagged. Malekith came next, and this was another fight where I had to respect the boss. In the first phase, he fights as the Beast Clergyman, but when he switched to Malekith, it's a whole different story. Now he was flipping around the arena, throwing red waves of energy that chipped away at my health even when I was blocking. I stayed close when I could, broke his rhythm, and locked him down with consistent hits. It was one of the cleanest fights in the run once I found the flow. Then we saw everything destroyed, and I had to face this NPC once again. I didn't play around. He talks a big game, but he's trash. I ran straight at him and never gave him a second to even breathe. He got caught in a corner and I just deleted him. Fellas, it's finally time to fight Godfrey again. I had to fight Godfrey again, this time for real. He hits harder, moves faster, and mixes grapples with stomps that cover the entire arena. I had to stay sharp, especially during the second phase where he turns into a big bloody jack dude. He throws you, slams you, and never stops attacking. But if I didn't give him space, I dodged through the grabs, kept my shield ready for the stomps, and stayed close enough to bait his wild attacks. Even when he powered up, I stood my ground. He got in some solid hits, but I kept recovering and stayed in the pocket until he broke. Finally, it was time for the last two bosses, Radagon and the Elden Beast. Radagon is fast, but not overwhelming. His timing is strange, his attacks are flashy, but I took my time, blocked what I could, dodged the grabs, and punished the long delays in his chain. He cracks if you stay close and don't let up. Once he went down, the Elden Beast showed up. The Elden Beast was frustrating. It floats, teleports constantly, and keeps throwing magic arrows across the entire arena. I had to chase it for the entire fight. I didn't care how long it took, I just kept chasing and swinging until it finally died. I just gotta say, for the 539,000th time, this game is amazing. I act like a tough Elden Lord on the outside, but deep down inside, I'm just a tarnished loser.